For me, the purpose of art is a coping mechanism. For me, art has been something that allows me to be alive, allows me to function in the world, allows me to maintain some sort of equilibrium and to have a place to express myself that doesn't need me to be anything other than what I am in my perfectly mistaken form. Yeah, I'm Jason Yeagle. I live in San Francisco, California with my lovely wife and 2 daughters. I've been living here for 25 years. I grew up in Boston, Massachusetts. I'm a painter. The world that I painted is a cartoon world, and it's part of a public art style that I feel that has emerged within my work. I think that there's something really special about an artist creating something that's a complex, inwardly spiraling, self-reflexive conversation with the artist and what they're connected to. You know, when I start off with something that I have no prescribed agenda for, it's almost easier to face the blank page because I could start off with a mistake straight away. I could start off with a scribble. I could start off with a color and let it develop from there. And as long as I try to keep myself open, the results usually find themselves. Whereas if I'm wanting something, wanting to make it good, wanting to make something that has some sort of profundity to it, that's when I usually get stymied up and do things that feel forced. Anytime I made anything that felt like it was contrived, my answer for it was to just cross it out, paint over it. Usually just when I didn't like something, I wanted to obliterate it right away. And early on, I figured out like that the act of covering something over was a really great opportunity for something unexpected to happen. And that I also, when I didn't like something, I didn't need to necessarily just obliterate it, but I could partially obscure it such that the history showed through and these multi-layers started to speak in different tones at the same time. Most of the time, I'd rather go to a record store or go see some live music than go to a museum or a gallery. I would rather have an experience where I'm inspired by something that's not directly related to my field, and that indirectness requires me or invites me to make something up, to make up the space between in such a way where I don't know what the result is going to be. And it's in that moment that I think is the opportunity to discover something that I couldn't have written, I couldn't have prescribed beforehand. So another way I was thinking about the mural after I made the design was that in a way, all of the characters within the mural could represent different aspects of a person's persona. There's the inward person who's reading, there's the outward person who's raising up this shining sword. Definitely one of my goals in making this mural was to represent my palette, to represent the way that I regard color and how important the act of mixing colors is to my studio practice and to me personally. I love having this mural out there and I'm super proud of where I live. I love the character of the Mission. I think I've lived in my house in the Mission for the last 18 years. My wife has lived in the Mission for the last 25 years. And I'm raising my children here. And so I'm really experiencing this neighborhood day to day and have a relationship to this place. I'm definitely lucky enough to say at this point that art is the best possible option for keeping the lights on in our house and keeping my family fed and so on. Having children, having a family gives me a real strong force to keep me guided and focused on the task at hand, which is to earn a living as an artist.